So what I can do is I could come in and create a backup job. And I'll show you some of the backup options available to us here as well. As I run through this, I can give it a backup name. I can choose my compression and encryption rates. So I'll have to set my encryption key there. And here we get into, exactly what I'm talking about. So I can come into this logical view here. Now we're looking at my categories, and I can say, let's back up North America. So tonight we're after business hours, we're going to run this backup of all our North America resources. And I could select that, or I could come down to the function and say, let's do all the domain controllers, and you'll see this one's already selected as it's already part of NAM, which we're backing up. So again, shows you how you can add these machines to multiple groups and go about it really as granular as you want to. So we'll select NAM, we'll run a backup of NAM. We'll select our data store here, and the data stores tab are basically your file storage locations or pointers. In this case, this could point to a SAN or something along those lines, and you could run your backups and store them there. So another option we have is to back up to Azure as well. So I could enable this option. And I could say, okay, we want to back up all of North America to Azure, or, maybe we just want to back up our web server to Azure. So I would just, in this instance, select that one machine. What's required is a blob storage account through Azure. So you'd have those blob storage credentials validated, and then you would be able to create your backups both locally and to the cloud. So a very redundant approach to backups here, and all available and included in the software. I'm going to uncheck that for the example here. I can create a backup schedule, and you'll see some standard options here for that: hourly, daily, monthly. I can run full or incremental backups as well. And I can actually create retention policies within the software here. So, getting into maintaining or ensuring that those backups are maintained for a certain amount of time, whether it be, unique business requirements or, a fiduciary responsibility or things along those lines. We're going to ensure those backups are kept for whatever time period you set. And then it's going to assist with some of the cleanup there as those retention periods are met as well. So a really strong way to control and ensure your backups are running properly and kept properly. So we would create that job, and it would take some time for it to complete a backup of those 5 or 6 machines there. And I've actually, again, created a job here in advance. So I would be able to come in, and maybe I didn't create a job in advance. Oh, yeah, I did. So I'm going to show you here on this backup job that's created, and what I've done is gone into my archives tab. You'll see the job I just created is running, and in blue it's backed up 0.6 VMs. This job is completed in advance, and I'm going to utilize this job to show you some of the restore options we have. So select that job, select restore. We have the ability to restore these at the machine level, or I can actually browse and download individual files of the machine. So that's the part I want to show you here. I'm going to access this backup job. I would select the VM that whose files I wanted to access. In this example, I've only backed up one machine on this backup. So we've got our VM web server here. And now I can start digging into some of those files. And let's say you in this scenario, you had a boot file that was deleted or corrupted. I could come in, pull that specific file, and I have the ability to, in this scenario, download it to my desktop. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to pull that file, download it to my desktop. I'll minimize here, and you'll see the file now exists on my desktop. I can compress and email that file. I can restore previous versions or actually send it to another location as well.